What's up, everybody? Win Daily Sports. Tony Jason Cotillo here for the Monday night showdown. We're on a little slow tonight. That's okay. Buddy John's got some things to do. But again, this is Win Daily Sports. As always, follow WinDailySports.com. And the most important thing is you sign up, you get that free week, right? You want that. You get that free. You get to see the projection models. You get to see everything that we're going to give you in order to make your lineups relevant. And again, it's something to where let us do the work for you. That's what we do. And that's the most exciting thing about this. So we're in the playoff weekend. You see, as always, make sure you're subscribing to Win Daily Sports. Make sure that you're hitting that notification bell so you know when we're all going live. So many different shows every other day. There's something every day, there's content, but you never know who's going to pop up in any situation. So, again, we got obviously NBA, that is Ghost, and he does NBA. But tonight is Monday Night Showdown with the Rams and the Cardinals. Very interesting matchup, in my opinion. Very interesting matchup. And the way I want to do this is I want you guys to tell me how you feel, what you're looking at. I did a lineup. I'm going to throw it up on the screen, show you kind of where I'm thinking. I think there's a lot of different storylines in this game, right? And I'm going to talk about them all. We go on the Arizona side. What about the running back position? Can you trust James Conner? Can you trust Chase Edmonds? This is the biggest problem I have with Arizona. And I'll be honest with you, I stayed away from both of them. And you'll see that in my lineup. I stayed away from both of them. I didn't take any shares of either. Now, again, if you're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5 lineups, that's fine as well. You always want to do that, because then you can mix and match and change it around, because then you can say to yourself, you know what? Okay, well, if this doesn't work, let's try it in this matchup. If that doesn't work, let's try it in that matchup. So, a lot of things you have to look at, when it comes to, number one, guys coming back from injury, and number two, guys that are playing hurt. And again, you're going to get to see a lot of guys that play hurt. A lot of guys that play hurt. This is the playoffs. It's one and done. You want to make sure that you take your team to the next level. And I think that's the most important thing. But there's a couple storylines in this on the defensive side of the ball on both teams. Number one, you have J.J. Watt coming back. I think that's a huge storyline for Arizona, because, again, they want to stop. Who's been the number one running back over the last few weeks going into the playoffs? When we talk about DFS level, it's been Sony Michel. When we talk about carries, when we talk about what he's been able to do. So Sony Michel now, you get Cam Akers back. He only got 5 reps last week. You don't know how healthy Cam Akers is going to be, right? But you have a solid running game. We know that with the Rams. So what does Arizona do? They bring back J.J. Watt up in the middle, because another way you get to the Rams is you make sure you hit and pressure Matthew Stafford. So that's an important thing as well. You want to make sure you hit and you get him out of his realm, out of his element. That's what you want to do. That's how you get the Matthew Stafford. Now, again, playing at home, big advantage for Matthew Stafford, right? But this is his first time in a big dance, right? It's the first time in a big dance. Playing all those years in Detroit, he never really had these opportunities, right? So finally, he gets to be, in the playoffs on a huge team, on a team that has expectations, that has Super Bowl aspirations. And speaking of Super Bowl aspirations, what did the Rams do on the defensive side? They bring in Eric Weddle. Now, again, Eric Weddle hasn't played. I get it. They bring him out of retirement. But again, you bet your ass that Sean McVay has been in contact with Eric Weddle in the entire year and said, listen, get ready, get primed for a playoff run. We're going to bring you in. And you know why they're bringing him in? Because of the guy behind center in Kyler Murray. They want somebody to be that spy, to read Kyler Murray. And that's what Eric Weddle always did. Whether it was in Ramland, whether it be when he played for the Chargers, it doesn't matter. The guy was a beast. He was able to scope out plays, and that's exactly what they brought him in for. So I think you have to look at both of those dynamics when you break down this game. You really do. And there's a lot of value in this slate as well. You have to figure out who's going to be your showdown captain, right? Because here's the thing about these lineups tonight. You really have to watch your money. You have to watch your money. And I think that's the most important thing. You can't just go all in and say, I'm going to throw Kyler Murray, right? At the captain position. You can't go all in and say you're going to put Cooper Kupp at the captain position because again, if you put Cooper Kupp in the captain position, right? What you have to look at is almost $20,000 right off the bat. Now, I get it. Cooper Kupp, the best year I've seen in fantasy or NFL as a receiver since Marvin Harrison when he did it for the Indianapolis Colts. It was insane, right? At what he was able to do under the radar, I might add, because at least back then Marvin Harrison was known, and we kind of not expected that kind of year, but it was more expected instead of a shock level. Now, was Cooper Kupp a shock? No, but to go off like this, I think, listen, when you look at this, you say, who expected Cooper Kupp to lead the league? I was wrong. I thought it was Robert Woods. I've said that before. I'll say it again. I thought it would have been Robert Woods is the biggest beneficiary of Matthew Stafford coming over. But no, it was Cooper Kupp. So, can you go 19-5? That is a huge number. A huge number. And I don't recommend going either quarterback for your flex because you have to outthink the public. We say this all the time. You have to do something that everybody else isn't doing. Right? Now listen, whether that be throwing in a guy like maybe really outthinking the public, and maybe you go, I'm gonna throw Antoine Wesley out there. All right, I'm gonna put Wesley out there for 2,700 as my cat. Hey, maybe that works. I try to do risk, but I also like to do value. My man Adam checking in. What's up, Adam? Listen, Adam. I try, buddy. You're too kind. You're too kind. We get doing this a lot more, coming up in the coming weeks. So, get ready because Jigsaw going to be front and center, and we're going to have some fun with this. Got some big things planned. We're going to have some fun. So, I'll be honest with you. My captain, I was going back and forth with this. I really like Zach Ertz tonight. And I'm going to tell you why I like Zach Ertz. Now, I know he's going to be a popular pick. I get it. He's going to be a popular pick. But I go by volume, right? When I'm doing my captains, I go by price and I go by volume. I don't necessarily go by overall points because points come and go. Right. I have to go by, because if he's getting the volume, those points are going to eventually come. Right. So if he's getting 10 targets a game, eventually he's going to have he's going to have a very productive night if it doesn't already been productive over the last couple weeks. But that's not the case with Zach Ertz. He has been getting the volume. And that is the most important part of this. 43 targets in 4 weeks. 43 targets in 4 weeks. Turned that into 28 catches for Zach Ertz. Hasn't caught a touchdown. I get it. But this is typical Zach Ertz. 7 catches, 41 yards, only 5.9 average. 8 catches, 54 yards, 6.8 average. 7 for 84, 12. 6 for 74, 12.3. 5 for 42, 8.4. You get the idea. This is what Carson Wentz did with Zach Ertz. He was the safety valve. He was the guy that always was open in the flat. Not necessarily down the field, but always open in the flat. And when you do your captain, what do you want? You want volume. You want a guy that even if he doesn't catch a touchdown, he's going to give you points. That's the way I look at it. And that's the way I'm going to go with this lineup, right? And again, my boy Clyde checking in weekly play tight ends on Showdown Input. Listen, Clyde, I'm taking the advice. I'm going all in on Zach Ertz as the captain for me. I like him a lot tonight. I think he will definitely win some people some matchups. I think especially, listen, no full transparency here. I was the one that said I don't think Kyler Murray will ever win a Super Bowl. I've already said that. I don't think he's that guy. I think he's a very, very good quarterback, but very, very inconsistent. And if he plays a really good defense like this and they are able to get in his face and keep him at bay, remember, you can say what they want. You could say what they want, but they brought in guys like a Von Miller. They have a guy like Aaron Donald, who's an absolute beast. You already know about that. And guys like Arrowetto are going to be following Kyler Murray everywhere. He is going to be looking for that outlet all the time. And that outlet is going to be Zach Ertz. I'm telling you right now, Zach Ertz is the play. Adam says, you think Stafford is a good pick with Kupp and Woods? Absolutely. I have a lineup where I think it's a must to have both quarterbacks in your lineup, just not as your flex. You can get you some Stafford. You can get you some Murray. I think there will be points scored tonight. I think both of them will score points. And I think Kyler will do it on the ground more than he will do it in the air. That's why I don't like him as the captain. Glide says tight ends big this weekend too. Huge. How about that Dawson Knox game, right? Going off, right? Where was that a couple weeks ago when he gave us that infamous goose egg when we needed him to throw that 2 touchdown effort? Possibly could have had 3 in that game as well. So, if it didn't get overthrown. So, yes, big tight ends. And I think tight ends tonight. Now, maybe it's Tyler Higbee too. It depends. But for me, for my money, I was doing something different. I was like, how can I get a really good captain for very good value, still keep the 2 quarterbacks in my lineup, and still get a value play at the very end in that $1,000 to $2,000 price range that I think will still be productive? Okay, so let's just go all in here because we're getting ready. 7:27. We want to give you guys ready, get you guys ready to get those, get those picks in. And again, listen, we could talk some props. I got some props I want to talk about as well from the receiver position. Some really, really good plus money props. Don't forget, he says Hunter Henry dropped. I had Hunter Henry, man. Glad I don't forget. I don't forget, man. I don't forget. Kelsey was huge this weekend for the tight end position, right? A huge game from Travis Kelsey. So, yeah, tight ends were very abundant. So let me throw up. This is what I'm thinking. This is Jigsaw's lineup. Okay, this is what I'm rolling with. And I don't know if this is going to be right or wrong, but I like how it played out. So I'm going right off the bat. I tell you, Zach Ertz, right? I'm going as a captain. I think there's no way that you don't get Cooper Kupp in your lineup. I don't care how much he costs. You got to get him in there. The guy is the 100% best player on the slate. You got to get Cooper Kupp in the lineup. I can't do 20 grand for my captain, right? So I figured out a way to get both quarterbacks in here. Now, you're going to notice something. I have no running backs in the lineup, 0 on either team. And I'm going to give you why. I talked about it earlier. What's going to be the split between Cam Akers and Sony Michel? What is going to be the split? I don't know. So, that's the problem. You're doing the showdown lineup, and if you don't know, if you can't predict the way that's going to play out, I can't spend $7,000 to $8,000 for a guy that may not only see, or I'm sorry, that may not only get half the time and may only see 15 reps. I can't do that, right? Go on the other side with Arizona. I honestly, I cannot trust James Conner. When you have bad ribs, okay, when you have bad ribs, that's a problem. I don't care how tough you are. The biggest man hurts with bad ribs. It takes one hit from Von Miller, one hit from Aaron Donald. And guess what? One hit from Jalen Ramsey coming up from the cornerback position. One hit and he's gone. I'm not trusting it. Chase Edmonds, I don't know, Mr. Inconsistent. What have you done for me lately? Right? I need to win. I need to take this and say, this is like the wild card matchup itself to where it's one and done. I want to win my showdown lineup, and I'm going to go down freaking swinging. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm not taking any running backs. I'm not touching them. Right? It may hurt. I don't know, but I'm not touching them. So the way I'm going about this is I'm going both quarterbacks, right? I'm going both quarterbacks. I think you got to get them both in there. And I think this is the way you do it. You get them both in there, you stack it up, and I like the Rams defense. Now, I saw, again, you have to look at the number. Like Kyler Murray will get sacked a few times tonight and will throw a pick. And I guarantee he's throwing a pick 6. Kyler Murray is throwing a pick 6 tonight to either Jalen Ramsey or Eric Weddle. It will happen. He is prone to mistakes when he gets rushed. And I really think that can happen. Listen, he lost his number 1 receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. I don't care what anybody says. AJ Green's not that guy. Christian Kirk, decent player, not that guy. When you have a guy in DeAndre Hopkins, you can just throw up and have him get it. The dude doesn't drop anything. That's how you win games. That's how you become confident. And I think he loses some of that confidence because he doesn't have his number one guy. So again, Zach Ertz is my captain. I think you can expect another 10 to 15 target game from Zach Ertz tonight. I'm looking at a 9 for 80 and a touchdown from Zach Ertz. Give me that 23 to 27 points, and boom, there goes your captain. Cooper Kupp, you always expect double-digit points for him. That's a no-brainer. Stafford and Murray each throw a couple touchdowns. Maybe Kyler goes 2 and runs 1 in. Still good. Great from the flex. And my man Javon checks in. Javon says, absolutely love Wesley as a flex play. He's been effective inside the red zone. 3 touchdowns in 3 weeks, Javon. Just like you know, just like we see. So he's got to be in a flex. You got to throw him in there. You got to throw him in the flex. Listen, I like the way this kid is made up. I like the way they're using him. And again, if you look at, volume as this guy, he's at least getting 4 targets. Since he's been in the lineup, he's at least getting 4 targets. 4.5, 4.8. You go on there, you say it. That's nothing new. It's easy, but I'm giving you the stats. That's what he's doing. All right, right off the bat, he's giving you 12, 9, 21 targets in 4 weeks. And what he's doing is giving you 3 touchdowns, a double-digit touchdown game, I might add. So you have to throw that in there. Prime Ertz shows up tonight. Glide, I 100% agree. 100% agree. Prime Ertz shows up. Now, let's get this real fast. I want to talk some props, okay? Because I think the plus money prop market is very abundant. That's more what I want to do on some of these showdowns and these DFS shows. It's just throw some props out there. Not money lines, none of that. Just some props, some plus money props if we can get them. And I'll tell you what, if you go on the plus money props for the receivers, there is a ton of value. A ton of value. The guy we just talked about, Antoine Wesley, over 2.5 for plus 130. You get that on DraftKings right now. Plus 130. We just talked about a guy who's had nothing less than 4 as the number one look for Kyler Murray. Okay, Christian Kirk is going to be covered. Antoine Wesley, AJ Green is older than my grandma. He can't play anymore. Antoine Wesley is the guy. Okay, when you talk about the receivers, not Zach Ertz at the tight end position, you're talking about the receivers. Plus 130 for over 2.5. Give me that all day long. How about Tyler Higbee? Glide, you're going to like this. Tyler Higbee at plus money, plus 120, actually plus 115, over 4.5 catches tonight. Over 4.5 catches. I think that's another play that you have to look at. Right? That's another play you have to look at. I like plus money. That's my biggest thing. I love plus money props because I think you can have some really good fun with this. Okay, when we talk about it, you can have some really, really good fun with this. So I'm going to type this in. Look, we got Tyler Higbee, right? And we're doing this live, people. We're doing this live. We're going over 4.5 receptions for plus 115, right? I'm going to throw that in there right now. Look at that. We're going to go Tyler Higbee over 4.5 receptions at plus 115. And then we're going to go Antoine Wesley, right? We're going to go Wesley, my ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a steal. I think this is steal. Get this line up right now, right? Just look at the numbers, right? We're going to go over 2.5 receptions. We're doing this live, so forgive me as I'm typing, okay? This is a plus 130. This is a plus 130 bet. Look at this one, right? How do you not look at that? Antoine Wesley over 2.5. You can parlay both of them. Boom, boom. Higbee, Wesley, right away, right there. You're at plus 245. You're a plus 245, right? Look, see, and there you go. Javon checking in. I have a Wesley anytime touchdown ticket for this game as well. There you go. You could throw that together too. I like the anytime touchdowns, man. Darrell Williams, he hurt me, man. He hurt me. All I needed, I would have got my parlay. That Darrell Williams killed me yesterday. He really did. Zach Ertz, over and under 5.5. Not plus money, minus 120. Right? Got to throw a little juice in there. But at the end of the day, still a decent bet. So they were what I seen right off the bat. I like those 2 bets. I like the way they look. So listen, everybody, Give me a follow at TKTL23. Give us a follow at Win Daily Sports. Give us a follow on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. WinDailySports.com. I'm telling you right now, let us be your profit center. You see it. Turn your love of sports into a profit center. Let us be the people that help you drive to your profits. Everything is there. The projection models, the articles, the stats. We have it all for you with a click of a button. That's all you need to do. Don't go chasing other sites, chasing other articles. It's right there. And listen, it's the stats that everybody has, right? But we're giving it to you all in one spot and giving us, listen, man, you got to listen to Jigsaw too. But anyway, let's throw these up there real fast. We get some Tyler Higbee over 4.5 receptions at plus 115. We got Antoine Wesley over 2.5 at plus 130. And let's go back real fast. Give us a quick screenshot of the lineup. This is my favorite lineup for tonight. Zach Ertz, 9,300. Cooper Kupp, 1,300. Rams, 38. Stafford and Kyler Murray and Wesley at 1,800. Only giving you $100 left. I think that's money, man. I do. I really, really like it. Adam, you're too kind. As always, everybody, catch me this week. I'm sure I'll be on here doing some NBA, checking that out. Looks like, when Major League Baseball comes back, we'll start having some preview shows, get us ready for that as well. And again, every Saturday, you already know Fantasy Firebox. Check me out right here, Win Daily Sports, and all the great content that WDS provides. Hit me up on Twitter. If I was wrong, if I was right, let's get a thread going, conversation going. You hear me. This doesn't stop. I'm going to be excited all night, probably walking around my studio right here, watching the game, hoping these props hit for everybody. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy. We'll catch you next.